It's been a couple weeks since I posted anything here on YouTube. Honestly, I've just been busy with a lot of projects, client projects, and just a good mix of kind of shooting whatever I feel like shooting, making whatever I feel like making. And yeah, just none of it has made the cut for here. I did shoot something recently for my friend's clothing brand that I'm super excited about. Team effort for sure. And the crazy thing is we shot it on my friend's FX6, but then the only two lenses I used was actually the Canon FD50 1.4 and the 28 2.8, each of which I bought off eBay for $50 and $60. And we shot the whole project on those lenses, of course on an FX6, $6,000 camera body, which looked kind of crazy and hilarious. I'm really excited on how this project turned out. Matter of fact, I'm so excited I'm going to share it with you right now. So if you want to spare me 30 seconds, you can see the director's cut that I made out of this video. Check it out. That's a project that I'm super proud of. I think in terms of like overall image quality and framing, composition, and whatnot, I think that is probably the best looking project that I have ever shot, possibly. And I'm just really excited because I feel like I've kind of hit a stride with my filmmaking capabilities. I feel like I've grown probably the most in the last 2 months than I had probably in the previous couple years. And all of it compounds into having that sudden growth spurt there. So it's not to say that that I've been doing anything wrong leading up to that project, but I've just kind of had a slightly different perspective on things, and not just with filmmaking or photography, but I feel like my perspective on the world and life has shifted a lot recently, and I think it really translates well into the things that I've been creating lately. And the best way I could describe it is that I have been getting closer and closer to creating the images that I have in my head intentionally, rather than kind of getting lucky all the time, or maybe not even all the time, but sometimes. So yeah, I mean, that's something I'm super proud of. And I've been shooting a lot of other stuff, just bits and pieces. None of it has really linked together in something that flows, and that goes for like these YouTube videos, because I have been shooting stuff of me just trying to share ideas, just none of it has really made any sense at all. It hasn't made any sense to me, so I'm not going to put those on here, because if it's not making sense to me at all, then I don't expect any of you to understand. But regardless, I have definitely been in a mode of just making things with no expectations. I think that's the main thing lately. But the fact that I've been consistently creating things, and although some of them I end up not sharing because they're just too scattered, a lot of it I have been sharing. And most of it has been ending up on my Instagram. But all of those pieces that I've been laying out have definitely been helping me grow more and more in this space. Something that's been on my mind over the last hour or two is just reminding myself that doing this full time for what's about to be 3 years has been, it's by far been the most difficult thing that I have set out to do in my life. I'm in my mid-30s, so it's not like I'm super young, yeah, this has been really hard. And I think I've just been trying to remind myself today, especially, that if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. And to keep going. I think I've been stumbling on like a good balance and been in a good headspace this year so far. It's February. It's mid-February right now, making this. So I feel like I have kind of. I think I found a healthy balance between, client work, and like creating for myself, and I think just having more intention behind the things that I make, whether it is client work or whether it is passion project or stuff like this. I feel like I've found a good way to be intentional with this stuff. And the thing is, like, I wouldn't be able to create this stuff, any of this, if I'd given up leading up to this point. So I guess, it's a reminder to myself, but to anyone who might watch this, especially my fellow creatives, regardless of what particular industry or niche you occupy, like, if you're going through challenges, just remember that all of our journeys, especially pursuing things like this, when you look at it close up, it's gonna be like this. It'll be up, it'll be down, you fluctuate, maybe at times you'll level out, maybe at times you'll severely decline, but you'll bounce back. And the thing is, looking at it close up, like, you'll see how rigid and crazy it looks, but the most important factor is the time invested, because the longer the time you put into things like this, the higher the probability that when you zoom out on the whole thing, what you'll end up looking at is something that looks like you went up. You made gains. So keep going, stay the course. For me, something that's really worked is finding ways to get to as close as being my authentic self and creating things that feel authentic to me as possible. I don't know if it's possible for any one person to be 100% authentic 100% of the time, but I have spent the last couple months finding ways to be as close to that as possible on a regular basis. And I don't know, the formula has been working for me. Yeah, it's kind of a complete 180 to last year, really. Yeah, the shit ain't easy though. And I don't know if it gets easier, but you get better at it. But you gotta stick it out, so stay the course, my friends. Yeah, and until next time, have a good one. Love.